This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, thank you for joining. And today we are going to discuss about ETL concepts. So till now we have discussed about SQL concepts. So there are few concepts are pending, like 3-4 classes are there that I will be taking. Don't worry. But now we need to jump, as we are ETL people. We need to know the ETL concepts also. This is like conceptual understanding. So whenever you are taking like SQL classes, you may not be focused, but after listening video, it is very clear. You can able to understand. You can prepare it. But when it comes to ETL concept, it is completely depends on your ability. Means how you understand this concept is very important. This is related conceptual understanding only. So ETL entire process is conceptual. If you know the concept very clear, then you will use the SQL to use to migrate the data. So here clearly depends. ETL conceptual understanding is an engine. Your SQL is a vehicle. If you understand, if you have engine, then only your vehicle will move. Which means if you are very clear about ETL concepts, you can able to use SQL in a straightforward way to find out the bugs or defects in the ETL process. This is directly we can integrate with that. If we go for interview, 40 to 40%, 40 to 45% completely they are asking SQL only. Remaining 30% will be ETL. Remaining concepts I will like Unix and all project and I'll tell you. So one part of SQL is done. The same way how you practice and what I told you like questions and all. In ETL also I will tell you these questions will come. But here SQL everybody will say because that is query. Everybody will be same. But when you are going to deal with ETL, it is a conceptual. So your definition and other definition completely different. So how you satisfy with the interview people, those people only get selected. So here your delivery is very, very important. Your way of talking with the people using these concepts is primarily considered. Even though if you explain high level concepts, but you need clarity without any clumsy or without any like confusion. Straightforward answers with clarity is very important because you are a experienced person, you are not fresher. If you confuse, they will get to know like you are not a genuine. So here you need more confidence while talking with the people in interview process or in the project. Now anyway you clear the interview. Now your way of talking, the concept is not at all clear. Then in the workplace also, all people will get to know this guy is not clear about the concept. That means how can you say that I have 5 years, 4 years, 3 years experience? So we'll get the impact there. Okay. So that means to overcome this, you have to be very careful from today. So ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. So before going to discuss this concept, first of all, in the demo 2, I have given ETL architecture demo information to you. So you go back there and watch it and understand it. Okay, after that you can start these classes. If you directly start the classes, you can understand, but you will not get clarity. So first you see the architecture demo, what is OLTP, what is OLAP, what is staging layer, how the data will go, where we can load the data, where we can load transaction data. Everything will be available in architecture demo. Just watch it and then come back with this class and do, and again watch it this class, and you will be able to understand in a clear picture. Okay. So let's see OLTP. What do you mean? There is a straightforward question, guys. What is OLTP? What is OLAP? Direct question. Now, OLTP means online transactional process. So be careful from today, the conceptual understanding, okay? Because it will helpful for your, even if you go for 10 years experience also, the concept is very same. Okay. Now OLTP is nothing but it is online transactional process. OLAP nothing but it is online analytical process. I will give you interview questions. I will give you project questions. Don't think about the interview questions right now. Understand it. What is OLTP and what is OLAP? So OLTP means where you can store the transaction data. Where you can store the transaction data. And when it comes to OLAP, it is what? It is OLAP where you can store historical data. OLTP where you can store transaction data. Okay. So now when it comes to OLTP and OLAP, so my question is very, very clear. What is the difference between OLTP and OLAP? Now, almost 97% people they will say OLTP is nothing but online transactional process. OLAP is nothing but online analytical process. Is that clear, right? Now, what do you mean? My question is, what is the difference between OLTP and OLAP? My question is, what is OLTP? What is OLAP abbreviations? My question is, what is OLTP and what is OLAP? The differences. But you guys are telling that abbreviations. But you said that I told right answers to the interview people, but they did not select me. How they can select? You are telling abbreviation, even second class student will by heart in and tell that OLTP mummy, online transactional process. That is abbreviation. Are you clear about my point, everybody? If you have same mindset, just take away right now. Because I have seen so many students. They are telling that abbreviations, but they are not telling that definitions. So online transactional process we use where we can store live transactional data for limited amount of data for the customers. So we have multiple OLTP systems. It is also same like a database, but we can load limited amount of data. That's it. And what do you mean by OLAP? OLAP is nothing but online analytical process where we can store historical data. We cannot store transactional data because we are doing analytics using OLAP. OLAP is also called as data warehouse. This is also called as where we can store complete tracking or complete data for future analytical purpose. That is called OLAP. This is also called as historical database, and this is also called as read-only database. We cannot do any transaction. We can do only select here. And that is also called as integrated database also. We are collecting all the data and storing in one place. That is called integrated database also. So the difference between OLTP and OLAP, the abbreviation between OLTP, OLAP. You got the point? Yes or no? Come on, everybody. Type yes or no. My question is yes or no. That's it. You are clear or unclear. I am just making you what is the, I will explain. Don't worry, Venkatesh. I'm not asking you like content wise. I will tell you. I'm asking you, you just understand the difference between the people answers. That is what I'm saying. That's why people are not getting selected even after taking the training also. Okay. So OLTP is online transactional process where we can load limited transactions. All the customers are doing the transaction in OLTP because we will maintain the data into OLAP like complete information, but only some amount of transaction will store in OLAP. It is also like a database only, but it is heterogeneous or homogeneous, whatever you can say. But when it comes to OLAP, it's a historical database. Never store the transactions. We can apply DML operations in OLTP. DML operations means what? Insert, update, delete happening on OLTP. But in OLAP, you cannot do any DML operations. Only DQL operations. What is DQL? Data query language. What is query language? Select command only. That's what I told you. To go and watch the demo, architecture demo, you will get more clarity. Okay, come on. What do you mean by data warehouse? First of all, what is warehouse? Where you can store some instruments or some materials, right? Now what do you mean by data warehouse? Where you can store all the data. That is called data warehouse. Data warehouse is also called as group of data marts. Group of data marts is also called as data warehouse. Data warehouse is also called as OLAP, online analytical process, where we can load historical data for future analytical purpose. What do you mean by data mart also? Data mart is also called as subset of data warehouse. What is that? Subset. Subset of data warehouse is also called as data mart. And group of data marts is also called as data warehouse. In data mart, we have subject areas. What do you mean by subject area? Okay. Subject areas, which means data mart. Subject areas is also nothing but group of tables. Okay, group of tables also called as subject areas, which is also called as data mart. Okay, so I will give elaborated information later, but just straightforward questions they're asking that. Okay, now EDW means also same like enterprise data warehouse. Also, some people will call it as data warehouse like that. Some people will call it as integrated database also, historical database also. Okay, so whatever the meanings will be there. Okay, now data cleaning and data cleansing. So we, before that, if you understand the diagram here, you can concentrate more on this staging layer. What do you mean by staging layer? Very powerful question. Staging layer, it's a temporary area where you can collect all the data before going to load the data into OLAP. So it is, staging layer means for a temporary layer, temporary space where you can collect all the data from multiple sources and we can store in one place. Here we are going to do data cleaning, data cleansing, data scrubbing, data profiling. All the same will be same only. Now here, along with that cleaning, we will develop the business logics here. As per the client requirement, developer is going to define or find, or you will create the business logics here, and as a tester you are going to do the data quality checks, whether the business logic is clear, whether the data quality is clear, junk data is there. Okay, using database SQL queries, we are going to do data quality checks in staging layer for all the data where we can load it from multiple heterogeneous OLTP systems. That's what I told you to listen carefully about this architecture, standard architecture. Okay. So that is data cleaning and data cleansing and all. What is OLTP? Online transactional process. Along with that, we can store some limited amount of data because we won't maintain here historical information. Only transaction data is available, and we will collect all live transaction data from the customers. Okay, for limited amount of time, and also we can apply DML operations like insert, update, and delete. We can apply, but we cannot apply any like select commands and all. Here OLAP, we will apply select command. We will use for this analytical purpose. OLTP is transactional purpose. Okay. So you can write your own definitions, whatever. Data warehouse is a group of data marts. We can call it as data warehouse and also call it as historical database where we can collect all the historical information in data warehouse. Data mart is subset of data warehouse, is also called as data mart. Will have some subject areas, that is limited specific domain tables will be available in data mart. What is staging layer? It is an important layer in the ETL process where we can load all the data from multiple source systems and collected and integrated in the staging layer, and we can perform the data quality checks and also we can apply business logics before loading the data into OLAP. That is the staging layer. And what are the data quality checks will you do in the staging layer? So later I will explain, but we will do like duplication checks. Okay, data count checks, data correctness, data count, and also precision checks will be there, and QA checks, recon checks, okay, stats checks. So there are so many checks will be there. Okay, that we can apply in the we will write all the SQL queries only for this data quality checks repeatedly, iteration to iteration. We can write the data quality checks, we can execute the query, and we can check the result whether it is correctly mapped or not. And also very powerful question, what are the layers in your ETL project? This is the standard layer. We don't have any layers here, OLAP, OLTP. But when you go to project, there are 5 important layers will be. You can explain. This is a project question. What are the layers in your ETL project? We have source layer, staging layer, foundation layer, access layer, and reporting layer, where you can collect all the data from source layer. This is the source layer, and it will move the data from multiple layers and it will go to presentation layer. This is a presentation. In between, multiple layers will be there in ETL process. That 5 layers you can explain that. Okay. So one by one I will explain that each and every layer. Clear everybody? And also data acquisition, also we can call it as extraction, transformation, loading. Combinedly we can call it as acquiring the data. You can tell that. So ETL process types also that this is not interview question. When you go to project, you will have 2 types of works actually. One is you will write code, or you will use some tools. Code basis ETL and GUI basis ETL. Code basis ETL means what? If you are using Oracle database, you can write the SQL queries, somewhat PLSQL if required. If you say you don't know PLSQL, they will take like just refer that next 10 to 15 days. Then after that, they will ask to write the PLSQL. If it is Teradata, you have to use some utilities like multi-load, fast export, BTech, fast import, Teradata, parallel transporter. These are the Teradata utilities. And if you are using Hadoop or Big Data, you need to know Hive SQL and Azure. Nowadays, they are asking like cloud Azure. Okay. Now, if they are using, and you need to know AZURE SQL. Okay. And if they are using Snowflake cloud database, and you need to know SnowSQL. So these are SnowSQL, Azure SQL, everything is same what we discuss in SQL only, but in the environment, cloud or in the Snowflake. Okay. So this is completely developed by the developers, but you need to, as a tester, you need to verify that actually. Now, if you are using GUI based graphical user interface, where it is a tools actually, mapping tools like Informatica, MSBI, Data Stage, Ab initio, but completely there are separate developers will be there, like a Informatica developer, MSBI developer, Data Stage developer, Ab initio developers will be there. As a tester, you are going to just verification only. Okay. So anything will happen in the project place. Either you will get right in the SQL queries or whatever in the cloud or Snowflake or in Oracle, wherever. In GUI basis, you may get one tool and they will give in the KT sessions like knowledge transfer sessions, they will give some tool experience and they will ask verification, not developing. Okay. That is very clear. Don't think that I am developing. You are not developer, you are a tester. So please be very clear about it here. Okay. So ERP, what do you mean by ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning. So before Tally is there for small amount of data. Now big companies are there. So that's why they are using ERP systems. So when I say extraction, right? Extract, transform and load. Now where you extract the data actually? So here we will extract the data ERPs. Okay, ERPs means what? SAP, Oracle, Oracle Apps, PeopleSoft. File sources, XML files, text files, CSV files. RDBMS, Oracle SQL Server, DB2, MySQL, Sybase. Legacy system, rarely they can use mainframes, COBOL, Pascal. Okay. So coming to the question which I explained, right? What is OLTP? What is OLAP? Now I am asking the question. Guys, carefully listen. First definition. Explain the ETL process. Just definition 1, definition 2. Now I am talking about the definition 1. ETL stands for extract, transform and load. Collecting the data from multiple heterogeneous source systems, OLTP source systems, online transactional process systems, and collecting the data and storing the data into staging layer. This is the definition 1. Definition 2. I am taking the data from OLTPs and storing the data into staging layer. Now, if you are interview person, which definition you are going to take as a right answer or satisfied answer? Definition 1 or definition 2? Come on, everybody. So definition 1, I am talking this. Collecting the data from multiple OLTPs and loading the data into staging layer. And definition 2, definition 2, that one. Definition 1 I am telling. Collecting the data from multiple OLTP source systems and loading the data into staging layer for data quality checks. Which definition is suitable? Which is definition is satisfied? So if you are interview panel, which person you will like? Definition 1 or definition 2? Now my question is only one thing. You prefer definition 1 or you prefer definition 2? Got my question or not? Your answer I don't require. I am just telling that which definition you will select. You just be concentrate. That's what. How can you catch that? How can you catch that client requirements? First of all, be focused. Let me explain once again. If you are in interview panel, I am a student, I am telling that definition 1, collecting the data from OLTP system and loading the data into staging layer. That is definition 1. Listen carefully. Definition 2, collecting the data from multiple OLTP systems and loading the data into staging layer for data quality checks, and those sources are Oracle and flat files. Now tell me, if you want to select, whom you are selecting, definition 1 or definition 2? Definition 2, right? Because why? It is more elaborated. Now when you go to interview also, this type of answer will come. Your answer is, both definitions are correct. Guys, I am telling that both definitions are correct. But if you are interview panel, you are taking definition 2 because it is a classified answer. You got the difference now? When you go to real time, there are so many people better than you. Then both answers are correct. But your definition should be very unique. Am I correct? Yes or no? It is not for basic level. I am just telling that high level. Okay, come to the point. That's what, how sir, how your students got selected. Wherever go they can do. You, if you today, if you find the difference between the definition 1 and definition 2, if you are a definition 2 guy, your job is almost ready wherever you go. Okay, fine. So now, what are the, see, that's a question. Now you are telling that definition 1, you are telling that you are taking the data from multiple sources and all. Now the next project question is there. What are the source systems in your current project? Out. Level 1, level 2 people gone. Now if you know the project, if you know concepts is very clear, then you will answer, what are the source systems in your current project? In my current project, there are 2 source systems will be there. That is flat files and database. 95% nobody knows this answer. What are the source systems in your current project? In my current project, there are 2 source systems will be there. One is flat files and second one is database. Again, they will ask depth question. Tell me, what are the flat files you have? What are the flat files? You have 2 types of flat files will be there again. Fixed length and variable length. What is that delimiter you guys are using in your flat files? How you are going to compare with the delimiter and flat files and database? They will go inside. It's not simple thing to get 50,000, 60,000 salary. Understand? If you say only definitions, won't work out. You have to go dig into subject and go inside that. They will say like, what database you guys are using? Oracle database. And then how you are loading the data? How you are comparing with the data like flat file and database? How you are going to confirm the data quality? Lot of cinema is there inside. Okay, that's why 95% students are not selecting, even though after taking training, they are taking like useless training. I'm telling you directly. Why I'm saying that useless? They know the trainers are not clear, that explanations are not good, but they will believe that I completed my training and all. You just make the difference between other people and you. What the content you have, similar content or unique content, that is important. So this question everybody knows. See, now you know 7 out of 7 questions I am telling you, you can just, this is also recording, right? 4 questions guarantee for interview. 4 questions guarantee. But what is the difference? The way you explain, the way you answer. Other trainers also tell that OLTP, OLAP, data warehouse, data mass, staging layer, important quality checks also, they will tell that these questions are guaranteed in interview. But between those students and you, what is the difference here? Delivery and content and confidence. Got my point? Okay. So just what you will do, go to ETL architecture demo 2, first one, and see this video, and no task for today. Tomorrow I will give the task. Okay. These 3 days you can just go with the evening class. From Monday, I'm going to take morning class and evening class. I will complete it everything. We can start interview classes also, interview preparation classes also somewhere. Okay. Clear everybody? So you got materials, everybody. Can you send me that photo? What you got the materials or not right now? Okay. So that's all, guys. See you tomorrow. I hope you are. I will tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I will give you time to speak. I will call you tomorrow, not tomorrow. This weekend, I will talk with you each and everyone. Okay. Don't worry. I will only call you. So if you have any doubts, clarifications, everything you can note down. This weekend I am going to talk with you. So I'll share my number, you can call, because I am fed up with some multiple batches and also some shifting luggage on there. So that's why this weekend I am going to talk with you directly. Okay. I will help you resume, project, client, everything. Just give me this weekend time. I will give you entire whatever you have. Okay. That's all, guys. So thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow for ETL concept session 2, because session 1 is very powerful. Today you don't understand, no problem. I'm happy. I need only one understand here. Definition 1 and definition 2. Difference, if you catch the point. Sir, if I tell definition 2, yes, they will select. If you agree, happy today. And automatically see, one day you will not get content. One day you will not get content. By practicing you will get it. Okay, guys. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Have a good day.